All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets here for this Thursday night showdown between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Let's go in and get into it. And so, guys, we're going to start off with a little bit of a game preview here where we're just looking at the game total. Extremely low scoring game, right? 36.5 points is just an egregiously low projected game total. And I'm a little bit surprised that the Browns are only 3.5 point dogs in this game. So certainly some interesting lines. We do know that kind of random stuff does tend to occur on Thursday night football games on those shorter weeks. So it'll be interesting kind of what occurs there. The only thing that I want to talk about in terms of kind of looking at this game in terms of newsworthy stuff is the snaps that Nick Chubb has been getting. Only 30% last week, only 35% the prior week. After getting about 59 3 weeks ago. So we haven't really seen him be used too much. Now, in a game that's going to be this low scoring, they might default to him rushing the football a little bit more, which if you're looking at the matchup, that would probably be the thing to do, where the Steelers are pretty good against stopping opposing quarterbacks and opposing receivers. The slight weakness that they would have is in stopping the run. So I think we could see Nick Chubb get a little bit more work in this game, but that's mostly just if you think the game is going to be that low scoring, and if you think the game is going to be a 3.5 point spread, then I think we're going to get more Nick Chubb than less Nick Chubb, at least compared to the last couple of weeks. And so we go ahead and look at some of the lines that we are seeing, and Vegas is somewhat agreeing with that assessment. Like 14 rush attempts for Nick Chubb is certainly a lot, especially compared to how many he's gotten thus far recently. And so I don't know exactly what to do with Nick Chubb, honestly. Because game script wise, I do think we would want to be favoring probably the over rush yards and probably rush attempts. But at the same time, at these current lines, it does feel like we'd be forcing those bets in there. I think I would rather just go elsewhere. And with the Cleveland Browns, we are getting a lot of interesting lines here for the receptions for the receivers. So Cedric Tillman, we see the data does like the over here, about 52% likelihood for him to get over 3.5 receptions. I kind of agree with that. I like the over there. Jerry Jeudy to get over 3.5 receptions. I also like the over there. Now, we did have Elijah Moore to get over 2.5 receptions earlier on this week. That has been bumped to 3. We do see a heavy likelihood for him to get under like 3.5 receptions. So I would imagine that this line is going to be locked into 3. And I kind of like the over for all of these. I think Elijah Moore is going to be a good chance to be a push. I think Jerry Jeudy has a good chance to get 4 receptions in this game. And then I also think Cedric Tillman has a great chance to get over 3.5 receptions in this game. I do want to point out something kind of funny. The plethora of people that have bet on this over bet for Jerry Jeudy compared to Tillman, to me, is a little bit laughable. I don't really get why. I don't know if people are betting the over or the under there, and I can't really lock in the reason as to why. Probably just the fact that they're looking at this and be like, oh, he's gotten it 3 straight times where Tillman hasn't. And for me, it's more just looking at the snaps that Tillman has been getting. He's been consistently getting 90%. So has Jerry Jeudy for that matter as well. But we look at the targets for Tillman, 8, 11, 9, 12, obviously great there. And don't get me wrong, Jerry Jeudy's been right there as well. But the fact that we can kind of lock in a higher target floor for Tillman, at least since Jameis Winston has been the quarterback, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. But again, I like both of them because we are chasing some really good target volume there. And if you look at it, guys, like the matchup against the Chargers, I think is a very similar matchup that we have in this game against Pittsburgh. Now, that other game was a little bit higher scoring, the Chargers game, than what this one is projected to be, at least. And this game, I think, was like a 40 point total. So, Vegas thought it'd be a little bit higher scoring. But that's the thing. This is a difficult matchup. I do think total yardage wise, we don't really want to be targeting Tillman or Jeudy or even Elijah Moore for that matter. But volume wise, I do like it. Like looking at Elijah Moore, guys, 8 targets, 9 targets, 12 targets, 7 targets. Elijah Moore has gotten some of those manufactured touches that I like to target. That obviously creates a nice floor. And so I do like him to get over 2.5 receptions, but I do like him to get over 3 receptions as well. I think that's a great chance to be a push. And obviously, if I'm telling you guys I like all their over receptions, there's a good chance that he gets over 19 for his pass completions. Now, we can't really stack those together, at least on PrizePicks, because the payouts can be significantly reduced at that point. But if you guys like that, I did want to call that out as well. To me, those are just low lines, and I get why. Low scoring game, close game, probably going to be a run heavy time of possession type of game. Also, there's a little bit of rain in the mix. Obviously, I don't like to bank on weather to be a reason as to why I'm targeting a bet or not targeting a bet specifically for NFL, but that is something to pay attention to as well. And then that kind of does it, guys, for the bets that we are getting that are like good bets, I would say, that I wanted to call out on PrizePicks. Let's stick with PrizePicks here. We're going to jump into the Steelers. And for the Steelers, I don't really like that many of the bets that we are getting, actually. I kind of like the idea of betting on Russell Wilson for over his passing yards. I think I'd rather do that, though, on Underdog, where we're getting a 3-yard difference, which could end up being the difference between it cashing or not cashing. But that's really the biggest one that I currently see right now. Pat Freiermuth, he's been someone that's only seen about 50% of the snaps. And I would say, like, in a weird way, if you're betting on Pat Freiermuth unders, you would probably want to do Najee Harris to get over 17.5 rush attempts. Let's actually take a deeper look at this one. So, guys, we know kind of what to expect between Warren and Najee. It's when the games are close, it's going to be more of Najee. If they're playing from behind, we're going to see a little bit more of Warren. And so in this game, that's supposed to be a close game and a game in which Pittsburgh is going to win, I do like that idea of betting on Harris to get over his 17.5 rush attempts. It's more of a game script bet. And so, again, if you think the Steelers are going to win this game, I like this over bet then for Harris. 17.5, not a big edge, but one that I think we can go ahead and attack. And now, guys, that does do it for the PrizePicks bets. I'll give you guys a PrizePicks bet of the day slip here in a second. We are getting slightly better edges here for Underdog, which I'll get into in just a second. But do want to call out the promo code that's currently going on the 9 to 5 website. Make sure to use the promo code KEEPCASH. And if you guys want to sign up and get access to the tools that you see in this video, they'll turn the $10 membership into an $8 membership for the first month. Take advantage of that, guys. It's a great price. And if you guys have been following the channel lately, you know we've been really crushing it. It's already paid for itself for a few months for basically everyone that's been signing up. So take advantage of that, guys. But looking at the Underdog bets that we are getting just in general as I'm recording this video, the best bets that we have in general on Underdog as I'm recording this are for this game. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So a very interesting one, and I don't like to go against Underdog. Typically, like with the bets that we are getting, this went 3 for 3 on Monday Night Football. Just really successful thus far this season. Last week, and I've been doing this for the past like 5 weeks now. Last week, just betting on the top 8 prop bets on the day on Sunday, ended up going 4 for 7. There was another DNP. George Kittle was out. If you guys have been following the channel, you know that I've went 7 for 8 in one week doing that, and then 6 for 7 in another week, another DNP. So it's been very good. I am interested to see what the PrizePicks line is going to be for George Pickens. I don't know if I exactly want to target the under fantasy score for him, but we are seeing him and Elijah Moore. We could potentially be targeting the unders here. And the thing with these two is that in a low-scoring game where it is expected to be a time of possession game, I can actually get behind these under fantasy score bets, where we're more just betting on these kicking points. And so I think if we're betting these unders, like they still probably will get into field goal position, but we're saying that the touchdown likelihood is less. And so to me, I think we'd rather just bet on or, attach these kicking points props with that. And if the payout's significantly reduced on Underdog when we're doing those bets, we could actually do those bets on PrizePicks as well. It's kind of a unique way to have a correlated stack for the game, but you're betting on 2 different sites and you're not going to get the payout significantly reduced. So I do want to call out the George Pickens prop bet that we are getting here, guys, on Underdog, 4.5, and it's going to be a little bit of an increased payout if you do the higher. I don't mind the idea of doing that. The target total has been there for him. He has been someone that will get probably at least 2 receptions, easy kind of pass completions. I don't hate that idea, and so that's where I'm kind of struggling to get to the 10 fantasy points, because if he gets 5 receptions, right, that's 2.5 points right there. They have his receiving yards total at around, let's just say 60. It's about 8.5 right there. I guess I get it. I get it, actually. For what it's worth, George Pickens' reception line is at 4 on PrizePicks. So if you do like the over, it's a better bet there. Currently being valued as a push. These lines are interesting. You look at like Winston with his passing yards for what it's worth as well. Like he's been crushing this over as well. And again, I go back to the Chargers game. Still was able to get like 235 passing yards in that game. We know he's going to probably throw a pick because he likes to force the football. Interesting bets here. And so, guys, let's go ahead and get into the bets of the day for this game. Going to be doing the under fantasy scores here for George Pickens and Elijah Moore. Those were the 2 best bets that we had popping up on the prop board. I think we're just going to be attacking that right now. And then for me, guys, these are more of my favorite bets than on the day, not necessarily for PrizePicks. If you guys want to use these on PrizePicks, you can. I just want to call, we're not getting like expected value on these bets, which is obviously what we typically like to do on PrizePicks or Underdog. If we chase bets like these in the long term, we're not going to be profitable. These are more bets that I like for traditional sports books. Okay, so if you guys are someone that plays maybe on Sleeper or Flip, a little bit of a better option there than on PrizePicks, but I do like these. I think these are all a little bit too low. I think Pickens has a good chance to be a push. I think Elijah Moore has a good chance to be a push. I would be favoring the over there. And then Jerry Jeudy, I would say we would probably do want to choose one of these two instead of both of them. I kind of like Tillman a little bit more than Jeudy. Jeudy coming in off of a big game like that, I just don't expect it to happen twice. And then if the game goes the way that I'm expecting it to, I do think Harris has a good chance to get 17.5 rush attempts for the over. These are all tight lines. Again, like the bet a little bit better on Underdog because, well, the data likes it more. And that's why we've been able to do well and are up almost like, I think it's like 30 units over the past 2 weeks, which is obviously pretty darn good. So if you guys want access to the cheat sheets, again, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to those for just $10 a month. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Comment your guys' favorite prop bet as well. The comments really help out the channel as well, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck with your bets. And as always, let's keep cashing.